Hey, Texas Values friends, Jonathan Saenz here, president of Texas Values. I'm here at the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington, D.C., because there's a case coming out of the state of Texas that deals with the issue of abortion that was being heard in oral arguments today. I've got our friend Hadro here. She was the MC for an extraordinary rally that went for over 3 hours. It was a lot of voices up there, but a lot of voices that were needed. You were doing a great job. Such a strong presence of women leaders here today, though.
Absolutely, and I think one of the most powerful moments of the rally is when we heard from multiple women who have been harmed by these dangerous chemical abortion drugs. I mean, their testimonies just stood out and spoke for themselves. That's why we're here. We're here. These women were alone when they were dealing with the consequences of these abortion drugs, but we're standing with them in solidarity today.
Yeah, no, there's no question. And it's hard to hear. I mean, we've worked around this issue for a long time, Catherine, but, like when you see it, when you hear about it, it's devastating. And you could hear it in some of the women's voices, them having to say it and relive it themselves. It's traumatic. There's no other word to use. It's traumatic. And we're going to post some of those later, but what's been missing on this issue is the facts, and sometimes the facts are very difficult and brutal. But I lost track of how many people that spoke, but it's clear that the pro-life community sees this issue as important too.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, like you said, those stories, they were gruesome, they were hard to hear, it's graphic. But this is, I really see as an issue, yes, the pro-life side is here calling for these safeguards for women when it comes to dangerous chemical abortion drugs, but this should be a nonpartisan issue.
That's right.
This should be something that really brings all parties together, because we should all be advocating for the highest standards for women's health. There is room for improvement in our country when it comes to caring for women and women's health care. That shouldn't be controversial.
Yeah, no, I agree. And there was a Democrats for Life. Partisan, the safety measures that used to be in place came into place under President Clinton, close to 2 decades. And so, but look, I think this issue's gotten political. I think we've seen that a lot with COVID, medicine being politicized, and the health and safety of other people being put to the side. So we'll know by June, maybe sooner than that, from the U.S. Supreme Court. But it opens the conversation back up, but I think in a different way. There were a lot of young women here, too, that are wanting to get involved in the pro-life movement. But also, this touches young women because now, instead of seeing your doctor, the abortion could take place with this pill in a dorm room. It could be awful.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, how is that pro-woman? These women are isolated and they're dealing with the consequences of this alone. There are unique dangers to chemical abortion drugs, and we know that they're on the rise. In fact, there was that recent study from Guttmacher that showed a historic number of abortions post-Dobbs. But again, this shouldn't be controversial to call for more safeguards.
Yeah, and maybe this could be a moment where people can come together on this issue of life instead of getting caught up in what happened with Dobbs v. Jackson and Roe versus Wade being overturned, to say this is actually an important issue and we should find some common ground. So we're here with Hadro. Thank you for spending some time with us and for all your pro-life leadership. And we'll have more updates here from the U.S. Supreme Court.